Hi, Courtney here. I'm here with you today to talk a little bit about how to save a ton of money. And this is basically a mindset trick. And here's the thing. If you like this, please subscribe and like. That would help tremendously. But here's the thing about saving money. You can take two people, one person who makes $100,000 a year and another person who makes $50,000 a year. And the $100,000 a year person might be in negative net worth, and the $50,000 person might be in positive net worth. And there could be a lot of reasons behind that, but more often than not, it really is just the way we think, because money itself does not have power. Money is just paper. It's no different than my little envelope here, other than it holds value, right? And how we spend that money is what will impact how much we have or how much we have left over. So the simple decisions, or the big decisions every day, to finance a car, to get a bigger house, to, all of those things make a difference. But it really is. I get frustrated because I listen to financial podcasts all the time because I'm just nerdy like that. And I will hear a lot of these people say it's not the latte factor. You going to Starbucks every day won't break the bank. Well, yesterday, I checked out the cost of a Starbucks. So one Starbucks is $6.04, and that's before the tip. So if you spend 6 times 30, that's $180 a month. $180 a month saved is around what, $2,200 or $2,000 a month. Think about that debt, that $2,000 debt you're in. Think about if you put that in savings or invest it, where that could get you. And usually it's not the $6 purchase, it's the Starbucks coffee, the eating out too much, the frivolously buying things. And so I have a little set of questions that I asked myself. And the other day, this came up. I needed to go get a few things, and I found myself in the store. I went to two flea markets and a store, and I found myself asking these questions in my head. And I thought, by contrast, there was a couple of other couples. They could have been millionaires. I don't know. It's not really a judgment, just an observation. And they were putting things in their cart, and they were having conversations, and you could tell they were shopping for sport. It was just something fun they were doing. And they were like, oh, well, this would look good here. Oh, well, wouldn't that be fun? So-and-so would like this. And maybe they were doing Christmas shopping. I don't know. But at any rate, I noticed the contrast in myself asking these questions in my mind, and I was like, some of us are just wired different. And my husband and I, until a couple of years ago, really didn't make a lot of money. And by comparison, we do pretty well now, but we're both working multiple jobs to do that. So we've done really well for ourselves and are almost completely debt free. We're completely debt free except the mortgage. We've been completely debt free since, 4 years now, and didn't have a lot before that. And we literally started out, when I met my husband, he was in bankruptcy. He had some tax debt. It was a mess. And a lot of these things I do every day and all these choices along the way have really made the difference. So the first thing, every time I go to buy something, I first of all think to myself, is it a need or a want? And sometimes we want things for a good reason, and we're going to get into that later, but we just have to first identify, is it a need or a want? So I wanted to buy a candle or a gift for a friend I was going to visit, and so that would be a want. It wasn't necessary to buy her one. The second thing I would ask myself was, can I afford it? And when I say can I afford it, it's not just do I have the money in the bank, do I have money in my pocket. It's, are all of my bills paid? Are my investments, have I put the money in my investments? Am I saving? Can I afford it? Is this extra money I spend going to take away from anything else? So if the answer is yes, it's something that I've identified a need or a want, I can afford it. Then I ask myself, do I have something similar at home that I could give or that I need, or have? So for instance, I went out and I saw these like holiday themed soaps. We own an Airbnb. I was thinking like, that would really be nice. That'd be a nice little touch to the cabin. And I asked myself, do I have anything similar at home? And the truth is, I have a ridiculous amount of fancy soaps that I've picked up at TJ Maxx and places like that for the cabin. So we had plenty. And then I would say, well, do I have enough? And I did. And then the next question is always this. This is the final question. Whether it's a need or a want, and if I can't afford it, will it add value to my life? And so I ended up that day walking out with a soy candle, because that candle would tell the person that I was going to see, hey, I thought of you and I'm so happy for you for this new house. And for me, that relationship meant something. So that added value. The soap, not enough value. Yes, it would add value, but not enough value that anyone would miss it or know the difference if it wasn't there. So I did not get the soap, and it wouldn't have been a drop in the bucket in my budget, but I decided not to get it. The next thing was I had gone looking for a table to do an outside eating area for our guest, and at the end of the day, I didn't find anything that I really wanted. And while I decided that that is not a need, but it would add significant value to the cabin, but not so much that I feel that it is a rush thing to do right now, because it is coming up on winter and it will give me time to kind of hunt for it as well. So just a quick review. Can I afford it? After all bills are paid, it's not going to take away from anything. Is it a need or a want? We need to establish that. Do I have something similar at home? Because a lot of times, how many times do people, like, they're looking for a hammer, they can't find their hammer, so they go buy a new hammer, and they've done this 4 times, so they have 4 hammers. Before I met my husband, he was really bad at organization. He's gotten a lot better now. And he was really bad about having like multiples of things because he couldn't find them or remember where he put them. So this is really important, if we already have it, not to buy more. And the next one is, does it add value to my life? And sometimes the answer is yes, and we decide to make the purchase. So these little questions will change your life. And I would like to add on to that, if you're going to buy something large or big, thinking about how much space is this going to take up in my life, how much time, because when you buy something, you've got to store it, you've got to maintain it. We have horses, and my husband has a boat and a 4-wheeler and a lawnmower and a tractor, and all of those things take maintenance and time. Some of them you have to have insurance on them. So those are things also to think about when you're making purchases. And these little mindset tips will really, really change your life. I hope you've liked this. Please give it a thumbs up and like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.